Hi guys, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. I just like a wee conversation with you because I received a lovely gift from a friend at the weekend. I want to show you it, but there's background to it. So basically, I want to talk about wands. Wands. When I was in my 30s, I felt drawn to get a wand. And I'd heard that maybe your wand picks you rather than you pick the wand, and I was like, okay. And I don't know why I wanted one, because I don't follow Wicca or whatever, but I do magic, but normally I use crystals or whatever. But I was drawn to the aspect of a wand. So I went to a wee shop up north, which isn't there anymore, which was a shame, because it was just like a den of spiritual stuff. It was amazing. And it was in a wee town called Stonehaven up north, and the lady that was there actually is passed now, but she just seemed to look at you and know what you were in for. And so I'd wondered about, I'd been in before and bought the odd tarot deck or whatever, because I have family up in Aberdeenshire. And anyway, one day I went in, I was looking for stuff, but I knew I wanted the one, but I couldn't see any. And I looked at it and I said, do you have any wands? And she said, yes, come on, I'll show you what we have, and the wand will choose you. And I was like, okay, a wee bit Harry Potterish here, but there we go. You know me, I'm probably the most down-to-earth person with all this stuff. I can be quite cynical at times, but she was a lovely lady. It's just sometimes I stand back from the spirituality and some of the things we get up to and do, and I think, oh my God, that must look hilarious from the outside, you know. So anyway, she took me behind the counter, and there's a big drawer, and she pulled it out, and there was sort of a lovely sort of satiny finish, and there must have been about 4 or 5 wands. There wasn't that many, but oh my goodness, each one was totally individual. And she said, go on, see what you think, lift them up or whatever. I was immediately drawn to one that was a trident and had 3 clear quartz on the trident part. And it caught my eye right away, and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And I picked it up and I was like, that feels good, but it didn't really connect. And it's an odd thing to say, but it was the look of what I wanted, but it wasn't giving me the vibe of connecting with me. But I still wanted it because it was very unusual for a wand. It just was lovely. And there was another couple, some were a wee bit beveled, they were different woods, and there was one that actually had been, it was quite sturdy, and it had leather all round it, and it just had one very amazing clear quartz at the end. It was only about that size, but it was kind of chunky and big, and when I lifted it up, I was like, oh, it kind of was just like part of me, and I was like, okay, but I know this is for me, but I'll be passing it on at some point. Very, very interesting wand. And the lady just smiled at me, like, it's almost like, you've made a good choice, you know, the force is strong with this one. But basically she knew which one was for me. I'm sure she did. She's such a lovely lady. So anyway, I bought the wand, come home, was moving more down a shamanic point of view with the drumming and the crystals and whatever, and I really just used the wand. A lot of the time it was more for the sake of the look of what I was doing. Was teaching, or I was showing people how to maybe cast a circle or whatever. The wand just looked incredibly good, and it felt really good as well. But if I was doing quite high magic, I wouldn't necessarily use it. But if it came to a wee quick kind of spell that I wanted to almost like have the extra oomph of the wand, I would use it then. So it was not used for every single thing I did magically. And sometimes it actually got forgotten, but which is quite wrong, but it actually looked really nice, and it gave out a signal. I think it gave out a great signal for anyone coming in the house, that there was something different going on here. And I quite liked that, because when I had the wand, I was actually on my own with my girls, and I just felt that it lying out, I had clients to the house for a while when I was between premises, and that was a bit not great at times, wonderful in others, but not great at times. I've got some good stories about that as well. Anyway, basically the wand, it did seem to be more of a protective device for me than an actual amplification of the magical energy. So, and that's the way it went on for a while. And then my younger daughter started becoming more involved in magic, and I felt the wand wanted to go to her. And I thought, well, I'll not have a wand, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I would like one, but I wanted someone maybe to make me the wand, that the one that was mine would maybe Jim or somebody that knew me would make the wand. That's what I felt. So the wand was delighted to go to my younger daughter, delighted to go on her altar, and it's just, every time I see it in her place, it's like, yeah, that's where that wand was always going to go. So going back a few months, going back in a lot of years, we've had some very good friends, William and Paula, and they're absolutely lovely people. They came initially for readings, got friendly with families, and it become, I would say that they keep an eye out for us, and that's one of the nicest things you can do, because they're a wee bit younger than us, and Jim and I have disabilities, and I would say that if I had needed help in my own family, I have lots of people that I know would come to my aid, but I know that William and Paula would. I just need to ask, and that's what a good friendship's like. Even if you don't see them as often as you would like, that's what a good friendship's like. So anyway, a few months ago, William got in touch and he said, I want to make you a wand. And I was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah, I want to make you a wand. I'm doing stuff, and I'm wanting to make wands for people I know, and then maybe even to sell them on or whatever. And I said, well, that's great. And he said, well, what crystals do you want? And I said, well, I'll leave it up to you, but you kind of know me, but I wouldn't mind some feathers on the wand, because I've never had feathers on a wand, and I just wanted feathers on the wand. So anyway, this is a story that goes on, but. So anyway, at the weekend, they come up with my wand, and it was made for me, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just something that I adore. It's double-sided, it's got its feathers on, its little sort of thing, and I'll pull it back a little bit. Now this is hazel, that's an agate. We've got a aventurine here, and we've got the clear quartz here, and it's just sort of copper wiring. And Jim immediately was laughing, because we have an ongoing joke. My husband is very defined with his magic, and he does everything very, 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 it can take ages for him to set up some magic for someone, and he'll work on it and all the right timings. What I'm trying to say is precise with his magic. On the other hand, I'm more folk magic, and I'll maybe burn ribbons or do this or do that. And we used to say that my magic worked, but it went round corners, went in spirals, and went wherever it needed to go, and went bibbidi bobbidi boo before it hit, but it normally hit right. So when this wand that was convoluted was handed to me, it just felt right. It just felt so right, because it's kind of the way I do my magic. It's not that I'm not precise, but I do use intent more than formula as such, and that's just the way I am. So in having this, you can see that the wand is pretty special, and it just feels right. It absolutely feels right. And I love aventurine again. The green colours on crystals match up with Taurus and the heart chakra. And whenever I want to enhance magic, I tend to, if it's to fire out somewhere, I tend to use clear quartz anyway. So this is my new wand, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I believe William will go on to sell wands more, but I think he wants them all made individually for the person. So if you're interested, I'll put an email address in. And if you want to get in touch, you can. I don't think there's a website or anything at the moment, because he's literally been getting doing them for himself and for friends, and I just love it. So as I say, I can't give you a website or whatever, but I do have an email address that I can put in the description box below if you're interested. But yeah, how cool is this? I love it. Absolutely love it. It feels very balanced, and it does feel as though I could use it in any direction. And the feathers are, put this up, the feathers are absolutely yummy as well. This wand is mine. This wand is mine. It feels like mine. It feels as though it was always going to be for me. It's been designed for me. By someone that has taken in the characteristics that they knew of me, and this bit of wood screamed out to be put in the wand for me, and it just makes so much sense to me, and it brings out, if you read my books, you'll know, with magic and also with a lot of the spiritual ways, I don't like to be po-faced. I think we should maintain our sense of humour, and even, at times where there's magic involved and stuff, that humour can be a great energy. Laughter can be a great energy. So yes, we have to, we have to give honour, but the quirkiness of that wand, every time I lift it up, is making me feel bubbly. And if there's magic to be done that could do with a degree of bubbliness and laughter and joy, then me and my wand are ready. So that's my new wand situation. As I say, I'm so pleased with it, and I hope you like it. Give me the comments down below. It has obviously been made ready and charged up, so even let me know if you felt any energy off the screen when I showed it, and what you felt about it, and if you do feel that it feels like a Colette wand, because I think it's a very Colette wand. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as I say, there'll be a wee email address if at one point you're interested in getting a wand made specifically for you, not for anyone else. I think William's always going to make sure that he has enough detail about the person and the feel of the person, and really tune into them before he makes the wand. So that's why I suppose they're very special. Anyway, yeah, the weekend was good. And to have a wand and to be gifted that is lovely. But probably the best bit about it is friendship. It's good to have old friends that you just know are there, and I'm sure they know that about us as well. So anyway, many blessings. Please comment and tell me if you've got a wand, and if you for how you feel about it, or if you want one. Bye now.